you have creative power, creative ability. You are able to very deliberately design, like the architect, design a life, and then you have the power to actually create that life, okay? But for the most part, most of us forgot. I definitely forgot. So because I forgot my ability to create, and this, I'm someone who's been spiritual for a very long time, and I had learned when I was a really young child that if I held the faith, I don't know how else to say it, for something that I wanted, because I still remember like having electricity disappear from my house because I lived in a third world country, and I prayed that within 30 minutes the electricity would return, and then I just kind of left it and really gave it all my energy and then left it and went to play, so I wasn't thinking about all the, oh, I don't think it's going to work, I don't think of it. But it then, within 30 minutes the electricity had returned. I've done that for so many, especially when I was younger, I did that for so many different things where I really gave energy, literally, it was an internal thing, energy to what I desired, and then I saw it come to pass. So I knew deep down, just like you kind of know, you have the ability to create your life the way you want it. However, I grew up, I forgot. I became a pharmacist. And when you forget your internal creative ability, all you're left with is the ability to work hard. And ooh, was that a fly? Ooh, sorry. And so I started working very, very hard to become a pharmacist, to work hard at being a pharmacist and make the money. The thing about only working with half of you is that, or even less than half of you really, because your internal, the divine being part of you is so much more powerful. It's so much more than just the practical side of you, okay? So I learned to work with just the practical side of me. It seemed to be reasonable. It seemed to be the sensible thing to do. But the thing about using only that half of you is that you hit a certain level that you can't work harder. You can't work hard enough to break through. You can't work hard enough to break through, okay? So I was working hard, but then I had enough, just enough to survive, but never anymore. And in fact, it wasn't even really enough because I started going deeper and deeper into debt until finally bankruptcy and depression. And when I got to bankruptcy and depression, after 4 years of depression, and then I had my 3 girls, it was at that point I started to realize that if anything was going to change, it was going to take more than just my practical hard work. I needed to tap back in to the spiritual side of me, the mental side of me, whatever you want to call it. I needed to be able to manifest, okay? Let's just put it plainly like that. Because I needed to partner the inner side of me with the outer side of me if I was going to break through. Which is when I started remembering things that I'd done as a child. Started remembering about the ability to hold the faith for something and see it come to pass. And then I learned a system, a simple system that I implemented. And I still remember when I implemented it, this is the first time. I was in a shop, my daughters wanted something, and I was really at rock bottom at this point in terms of my finances. I was going up to the till thinking, am I going to be able to pay for this thing? Are they going to check my card and discover that I have no money there? Am I going to be embarrassed and have to walk out of this shop because I don't actually know? And I'd started this system, okay, this simple system. It was a 14-day experiment. Call it that, a 14-day manifestation experiment. I started this simple thing. It just involved journaling, affirming, that kind of a thing. And so I walked up to this till. Thankfully, the card went through. Okay. And then I go back home and I check my bank balance. And I realize that some money has just like appeared from somewhere. It was a tax rebate. I had kind of been expecting it. So I was like, ooh, is this based on what I just started doing? I don't know. But then within 3-4 days, I got another one, like, because the first one was like £600. And then I got like £1,000. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's working. It's working. And then I continued, and I actually found like 300 pounds in my house. And I know all this stuff, it sounds almost like she's making it up. And you know what? I too would have believed it if it didn't happen to me. And just simply by starting to open up the mental, spiritual side of me, the ability to manifest, like as I said at the beginning, we all have creative power within us. We all have creative power within us. Somebody just sent me a message, delete that. We all have creative power within us, but for the most part, most people have forgotten, even spiritual people that quote faith and quote this and quote the other, and oh yes, we affirm this and affirm that, but you don't actually know how to make it real in your life. And that is what that's part of what I teach people. It's part of it, because we have to partner the internal work with the external work, no doubt. I'm not saying that you don't do any practical anything, although, as you heard from the story I told here, I didn't do anything practical in terms of external work. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing? I just did these journaling, affirming exercises, simple thing I did for 14 days, and I started to open up my ability to create again. And that, someone keeps sending me a message here, so I'm going to delete that. And that is what I want to help you guys do. So what I'm putting together is a 14-day manifestation experiment. All you have to do I think there's 7 simple things you do. I think it's about 6 or 7 things you do every day for 14 days. I've taken people through this before, and they have seen incredible, what you can only call miracles. Now, I know they're not miracles, okay? It's just because you change your vibration, which I know sounds all woo and whatever, but it is true. You change your vibration, you get a different result. So listen, if you want to take part in this experiment, you need to message me the word manifest. Message me the word manifest, and I will get the details over to you. To be very clear, it is not free. It is not crazy expensive either, because I do want you to invest something in it, but I don't want you to break the bank. That's never, if you've been in my world for any length of time, you know that's not my thing. My thing is to make these things accessible to anyone who is serious about actually transforming their life. I know what is possible for you, and I don't even know the full extent of it. I know that you might be living within a lot more constraint than you need to, because you don't know that it's not just about working hard. There are 2 parts to you. You are a divine being having a human experience. And it's only when you start to use both parts of you that the life that you desire, with empowering relationships, with an abundant bank balance, with work that makes you fulfilled, with health and energy and vitality, that life is possible, because that's what we're supposed to be living every freaking day. Okay? But you have to practice these skills. These are skills. You have to practice them. Sometimes people think they do something once and then Listen, you do this for 14 days. Practically everyone who did it consistently for 14 days experienced some kind of miracle, something. Again, it's not really a miracle. It's just you actually making yourself available for what has always been there. So if you are ready, message me the word manifest, share this video with somebody else, and I will get the link over to you. I'm just actually putting it together at the moment, so I'll get it to you by the end of today. Well, it depends on when you're listening to this. Okay, just send me the message manifest. It'll probably be ready by the time you listen to this anyway. But send me the message manifest and share this with someone else. Okay? It is time for us spirit-driven souls to really tap into the power that is available to you. And stop, most of us, we know this stuff mentally, but you haven't practiced the skill of it. And so it's just a mental thing. You kind of know it's supposed to be there, really, but you don't completely believe it. And you're just kind of, maybe it's true. And oh, I don't know. And then you, come on. I'm someone who likes to make things simple. In fact, the divine was saying to me, that is your skill. It is to make things simple because you don't like complicated things. So you do things simply. You give people step-by-step plans. It helps them transform what is just theory into practice. And that's what I want to do for you. Ugh, some kind of fly on my face, man. That's what I want to do for you. So message me, manifest. Share this video with somebody else. Let's do this thing together, okay? 14 days. 14 days doing very simple things for 14 days. It's about, you don't even have to involve anybody else. Nobody has to know this is what you're doing. It's you and your journal and the divine. That's it. Okay? You ready to give it a go? Message me the word manifest. I will get the stuff over to you as soon as it's ready. Or, yeah, as soon as I see your message, really. Much amazing love, guys. Let's do this thing together. You guys need to know how powerful you can be when you really just do simple things consistently. Much amazing love. Bye.